Chapter 1. Sameer, I never really planned to get into a relationship with anyone. You happened in my life. I know I am saying it too soon, but this is something I would say when #GHOSTCOUPLE, that you are the best decision of my life. I can't thank the heavens enough that I found I can proudly tell that you are the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, have kids with, fight for the pizza with, and most of all, share my life with. Thank you, Sameer, for giving me the love and respect and giving me this relationship that has become my life. I will make sure that I never hurt you and strive hard to be the one you are proud of. I love you, Mayra Dewan. Mayra Dewan, you are pure love, nothing less than that. Calling you my life is an understatement. You have become my soulmate, even for the afterlife. The amount of love that we have is tremendous. The understanding we've is amazing. We're each other's secret keeper, and amp. The future we see together is mutual and amp. Nothing will never break us, even if all forces of nature try to. Please don't try, nature diva. But seriously, you're that part of my life that I never want to lose, want to relive again and amp. Again. Every day till our last days on this planet Earth. Then we'll go to Jupiter. I love you loads. Sameer Anand. Their online messages showed how much they cared for each other. But they were about to learn how unlike they were. Their love story was built on shared hopes and strong support. Mayra, a dreamer with a sharp mind, hailed from the serene town of Vrindavan, where the gentle flow of the Yamuna River had shaped her soul. The rhythmic chants of the temples and the sweet scent of jasmine had woven a tapestry of tranquility into her being. Her transition to the bustling academic world was a stark contrast, but her roots in Vrindavan provided a steady anchor. Sameer, on the other hand, was a product of the majestic city of Agra. The grandeur of the Taj Mahal had seeped into his spirit, imbuing him with a sense of romance and chivalry. The vibrant colors of the city, the spicy aroma of street food, and the infectious energy of the people had molded his outgoing and adventurous personality. Their paths converged in Bhopal, a city that was a bustling, exciting place. The heady mix of cultures, the loud noise of auto rickshaws, and the delicious aroma of street food created a vibrant tapestry. The city's rapid growth was mirrored in the ambitions of its young inhabitants, including Mayra and Sameer. Their MBA journey was a rollercoaster of late-night study sessions, adrenaline-pumping group projects, and the sweet camaraderie of shared dreams. Yet, beneath the facade of perfection, a subtle undercurrent of tension began to emerge. A heated argument over a group project exposed a chasm in their work styles. Mayra's fierce competitiveness clashed with Sameer's inclination towards collaboration. It was a stark reminder that even the strongest bonds could be tested by life's challenges. As they delved deeper into the complexities of their MBA program, their individual strengths and weaknesses would become increasingly apparent. The city of Bhopal, with its ever-changing landscape, would serve as a backdrop to their evolving relationship. A city of contrasts, it reflected the complexities of their own lives, hinting at the potential storms that lay ahead. Would their love weather the tempestuous waters of ambition and individuality? Only time would tell. Chapter 2. The story unfolds in three distinct phases: non-existent, existent, coexisting. Mayra's first brush with Sameer was a fleeting moment amid the chaos of the MBA induction. His signature South Indian mustache and infectious grin were hard to miss, yet he was merely a background character in the grand tapestry of new faces. Ironically, Sameer had been observing her from a distance, intrigued by the Vrindavan spark in her eyes and the ease with which she connected with his friends. Their worlds collided during the mandatory MBA presentations. Sameer's presentation, The Impact of Digital Disruption on Traditional Retail, was a well-structured, confident performance that earned him a respectable second place. His pride in his accomplishment was palpable. Weeks later, Mayra took the stage with her presentation, Sustainable Fashion, a Business Imperative. Her passionate delivery, backed by meticulous research, captivated the audience. When her name was announced as the topper, a silent battle commenced within Sameer, admiration tinged with a competitive edge. This marked the end of their non-existent phase and the beginning of their existent phase, a reality marked by both attraction and antagonism. Sameer's competitive spirit was ignited when his closest friend, who had poured his heart and soul into a similar presentation, was eclipsed by Mayra's brilliance. A heated argument ensued, their words laced with jealousy and bruised egos. They parted ways, the sting of their confrontation lingering. Fate, however, had other plans. Despite being in different classes, they found themselves in the same project group. Amidst the chaos of deadlines and conflicting ideas, Mayra, feeling overwhelmed, sought solace in the company of a classmate. In a clumsy moment, she stumbled, and Sameer instinctively reached out, their fingers brushing in a fleeting connection lost in the bustle. Yet, the moment etched itself into Sameer's memory. Mayra's birthday was approaching, a month-long celebration for this dog lover with an infectious zest for life. Her friends, including Sameer's, conspired to surprise her with a lavish cake. Misunderstandings, however, were part of the plan. A forgotten birthday wish, a misplaced accusation, and a sprinkle of awkwardness created a perfect storm of emotions, laying the groundwork for something deeper. Their initial interactions, born of chance and circumstance, evolved into a complex interplay of attraction and rivalry. From casual acquaintances, they transitioned into friends, their bond deepening with each shared experience. The competition between Mayra and Sameer was more than just a clash of egos. It was a battle of intellect, ambition, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence. Mayra's academic brilliance and natural leadership qualities posed a constant challenge to Sameer's competitive spirit. As their paths intertwined, their rivalry transformed into a complex dance of admiration and respect. Their friends played a pivotal role in shaping their dynamic. Mayra's loyal circle provided unwavering support, while Sameer's friends, a mix of allies and adversaries, added layers of complexity to their relationship. Their well-intentioned interference, coupled with moments of humor and conflict, enriched the narrative. Mayra, a bright-eyed young woman from Vrindavan, had always dreamt of making a social impact through business. While excelling in academics, she surprised everyone with her talent for painting, a secret she confided only in a few close friends. Sameer, driven by his father's legacy of building a successful retail business, was determined to earn his MBA and impress his mentor. However, the pressure to live up to his father's expectations loomed large, causing Sameer to doubt himself at times. Veronica, a haughty classmate from a wealthy background, felt threatened by Mayra's academic prowess and constantly tried to undermine her achievements. As Professor Kapoor announced the results, Mayra's posture straightened unconsciously, a triumphant smile lighting up her face. Her eyes, however, darted towards Sameer, searching for a reaction. A jolt of electricity shot through Sameer as his fingers brushed against Mayra's. In that fleeting moment, he sensed a vulnerability beneath her competitive facade, a depth he craved to explore. Between frantic study sessions and late-night library runs, Mayra and Sameer found themselves drawn into conversations that delved beyond academics. They discovered a shared passion for social enterprise and a mutual respect for each other's work ethic. In the quiet hum of the library, Sameer confessed his admiration for Mayra's artistic abilities, his gaze lingering on a breathtaking sketch she had casually doodled on her notebook. The stage was set for the coexisting phase, a chapter filled with promise, uncertainty, and the potential for something truly special. As they navigated the challenges of their MBA program, their bond would be tested, and their feelings for each other would deepen, revealing the true nature of their connection. Chapter 3. Mayra and Sameer's worlds were slowly converging, despite the physical distance between their hostels. Their initial interactions were marked by casualness, a mere acquaintance born out of shared college corridors and the occasional shared lecture hall. For Sameer, Mayra was an intriguing enigma, a girl with a quick wit and a captivating laugh. Her passion for painting, evident in the colorful sketches that often filled her notebooks, was a world he wanted to explore. Mayra, on the other hand, found Sameer's quiet intensity and his deep-rooted love for philosophy both challenging and alluring. It was through the intervention of his friend, a hopeless romantic with a penchant for dramatic gestures, that their paths grew closer more closely. Desperate to bridge the gap between himself and his object of affection, Sameer's friend concocted a plan that would bring him and Mayra together. Reluctantly, Sameer agreed to be his wingman, a role that would inadvertently lead to a deeper connection than he anticipated. Their initial interactions were filled with awkward silences and nervous laughter. They discovered shared interests in books, music, and a mutual love for bad television shows. As their friendship deepened, they found comfort in each other's company, sharing stories, dreams, and fears. Mayra confided in Sameer about her secret ambition to open her own art gallery someday, while Sameer shared his dream of becoming a renowned philosopher. Over time, their meetings became a cherished routine, a secret escape from the pressures of college life. They explored the city together, discovering hidden gems and creating lasting memories. Their conversations evolved from superficial banter to heartfelt discussions about their hopes and aspirations. A shared love for adventure led them on spontaneous bike rides, their laughter echoing through the night. These moments of freedom and exhilaration brought them closer, their bond strengthening with every pedal stroke. As they navigated the complexities of college life, they became each other's support system, offering encouragement and understanding. As their friendship blossomed, a subtle shift began to occur. The casual camaraderie was tinged with a growing awareness of their feelings. Stolen glances, lingering touches, and unspoken words created a charged atmosphere between them. Butterflies danced in Mayra's stomach whenever Sameer was near. She couldn't stop thinking about his kind smile, his infectious laugh, and the depth of his intellect. One crisp autumn evening, as they sat by the lake, the setting sun casting a golden glow on the water, Sameer's heart pounded in his chest. He felt a surge of courage, a desire to bridge the gap between friendship and love. His voice trembled as he confessed his feelings, his words a mixture of vulnerability and hope. Mayra's eyes widened in surprise, her heart pounding in sync with his. She had been grappling with her own emotions, hesitant to risk their friendship. But in that moment, under the canopy of the starry sky, she realized that her feelings for Sameer were as deep as his for her. With a hesitant smile, she confessed her love, her voice barely audible above the gentle lapping of the water. They held hands, knowing they felt the same way. As they sat in companionable silence, their hearts filled with a sense of peace and contentment. Their journey together had just begun, a love story still unfolding, filled with promise and endless possibilities. However, their newfound happiness was soon tested. When a misunderstanding arose due to a misinterpreted message, a pang of jealousy consumed Mayra when she saw Sameer talking to another girl, leading to a heated argument. The ensuing silence between them was filled with doubt and insecurity, forcing them to confront the challenges of their relationship. Chapter 4. The summer after their second semester was a bittersweet blend of relaxation and uncertainty. While the break offered a much-needed respite, a growing unease bothered Sameer and Mayra. The looming question of their living arrangements made them worried over their carefree days. Hostels seemed like a familiar, safe option, but their adventurous spirits yearned for something different, something that would mark a new chapter in their lives. Their friends, it seemed, were already well into their own plans. As they shared their excitement about summer jobs, internships, and potential apartments, a sense of isolation crept in. It was as if everyone else had a clear path forward, leaving Sameer and Mayra adrift in a sea of possibilities. Back in Bhopal, the search for a solution began in earnest. Sameer casually suggested they look at apartments. Mayra was surprised. She assumed it was for him and his friends, but something in his eyes hinted at a different plan. Days turned into weeks as they tirelessly explored countless apartments, the weight of their decision growing heavier with each passing day. They inspected cramped one-bedroom flats with shared bathrooms, and larger, more expensive options that seemed out of reach. The hunt was both exciting and tiring, a stark contrast to the carefree days of their college life. The question loomed over them: when would they find a place? The answer came sooner than expected. Without a formal proposal or a grand gesture, they found themselves living together in a modest two-bedroom apartment on the outskirts of the city. It was a leap of faith, a silent agreement to take their relationship to the next level. The magnitude of their decision hit them gradually. They were young, in love, and embarking on a journey that would redefine their lives. News of their unconventional living arrangement spread like wildfire through their college. Reactions ranged from shock and disapproval to admiration and envy. But their bond remained unshakable. They were each other's constant, their laughter echoing through the walls of their new home. Life together was a whirlwind of shared experiences, but it was also a crash course in compromise. Mornings were a scramble to get ready for college, filled with the aroma of strong coffee and the hurried rustle of clothes. Evenings were spent cooking together, experimenting with new recipes, and binge-watching their favorite shows. Festivals were celebrated with gusto. Their small apartment transformed into a vibrant hub of joy. Laughter and arguments were part of their daily rhythm, each conflict a chance to grow and understand each other better, even if it meant learning to respect each other's personal space and habits. Financial constraints, a harsh reality of adult life, began to creep in. Balancing shared expenses like rent, utilities, and groceries with individual desires for outings, shopping, and personal savings was a delicate tightrope walk. Disagreements about spending, saving, and future goals were inevitable. Yet, they found a way to navigate these challenges, their love serving as an anchor in stormy waters. They started budgeting, tracking expenses, and finding ways to cut costs without compromising their quality of life. Their world, however, was not without its challenges. A remote location offered peace and privacy, but it also brought unexpected encounters. One afternoon, while Sameer was away, Mayra found herself face to face with an uninvited and terrifying visitor. A troop of monkeys had invaded their kitchen, their frenzied activity turning their home upside down. Mayra was terrified and never forgot the experience. The incident brought a stark realization of their vulnerability in their new environment. Internships brought new opportunities and adventures. A spontaneous trip to Goa, a whirlwind escape from the ordinary, created memories to cherish. The beauty of the beach, the thrill of discovery, and the simple joy of being together solidified their bond. The internship experience also exposed them to the realities of the professional world, the pressures of performance, and the importance of networking. As 2020 dawned, their world, like everyone else's, was about to change irrevocably. Their first anniversary, a celebration of love and commitment, was a bittersweet prelude to the challenges that lay ahead. The forced separation brought on by the pandemic tested their resilience like never before. The initial excitement of spending endless quality time together gradually transformed into a sense of isolation and loneliness. Video calls became their lifeline, but they couldn't replace the physical touch and shared experiences. They missed their friends and family, and the uncertainty about the future cast a long shadow over their relationship. The financial strain of the pandemic hit them hard. With internships and part-time jobs becoming scarce, they had to tighten their belts even further. The fear of the unknown and the constant worry about health and safety added to their emotional burden. Yet, through it all, their love for each other was their anchor, helping them navigate the uncharted waters of this unprecedented crisis. Chapter 5. They left on the 13th of March. Planning to go back after a week, which was the 19th of March, but the entire world suddenly became a battleground. Not because of war with countries, but because of war with a virus, a deadly virus named Corona. They were stuck in their homes. The entire city, state, nation, the entire world was stuck in their homes. The government of almost every country declared a total lockdown of all the services. Barring medical emergencies, nothing was allowed. Nobody was allowed to go out. This news struck both of them badly. Since they planned for only a week's stay, they got their clothes and accessories accordingly. But now with lockdown and everything, nobody knew what was going to happen next. The lockdown lasted for 21 days. They hoped they would get to go after 21 days, but lockdown got extended. Again and again. Both were left frustrated by the situation, as people of the entire planet Earth. Doctors were working 24/7 to save people. They couldn't go to their own homes, they stayed at the hospital and treated thousands and lakhs of patients, so that the patients can go home. This lockdown started for 21 days but lasted for almost 4 months. Nobody expected this. Nobody expected this. Businesses got shut, companies were on the verge of becoming bankrupt, shops were forced to close because of no customers. It was a mess. And all this situation happened when their batch was about to enter the corporates for getting a job. Such a shame. The entire world was sliding into recession. In between all this mess, people restricted themselves at home. At first, they reveled in each other's company. But soon, the cramped apartment and constant togetherness began to strain their relationship. The uncertainty of the future, coupled with the fear of the unknown, they felt tense. There were days when they felt like strangers in the same room, their patience wearing thin with each passing hour. Mayra found herself grappling with anxiety and loneliness. The once bustling city was now eerily silent, and the lack of human interaction took a toll on her mental health. She missed her friends, family, and the freedom to explore. Sameer, on the other hand, struggled with feelings of helplessness and frustration. His career plans were on hold, and he felt a sense of purposelessness. Despite the challenges, they found solace in each other's company. They communicated openly about their fears and insecurities, creating a safe space for vulnerability. They learned to compromise and adapt to each other's needs, strengthening their problem-solving skills. Through countless hours of conversation and shared experiences, they discovered a deeper level of intimacy and understanding. Yet, through the storm of emotions, their love for each other proved to be a steady anchor. They found solace in each other's company, sharing fears, hopes, and dreams. The distance between them, physical though it was, seemed to deepen their emotional connection. They discovered new facets of each other's personality, and Their bond grew stronger with every challenge they faced together. Amidst the chaos and despair, they found ways to keep their spirits high. They engaged in virtual movie nights, cooked together, and played online games to break the monotony. They supported each other's dreams and aspirations, providing a constant source of encouragement and motivation. After a few months, some crazy reports and statistics emerged. Many websites quoted that 21% of couples broke up just because they were not together. Many of them started cheating on another. Many of them got so bored because of this lockdown, they discontinued their connection with their respective partners. 2020 sure is a crazy year. Amidst all this, Sameer and Mayra stood like a rock with one another. Even though they were hundreds of kms away from each other, their hearts were locked with one another and for one another. Their foundation was so strong, their trust was so solid, their belief in one another was so powerful, and they stood this test of time successfully. Their experience during the lockdown taught them the true meaning of resilience and the power of human connection. They emerged from this ordeal with a deeper appreciation for their relationship and a stronger sense of purpose. As the world gradually began to heal, they were excited to start a new chapter together, filled with hope and optimism. After nearly 4 months, in August 2020, everything opened up gradually. Shops, businesses, travel, etc. Normal life got restored slowly and steadily. After a long waiting period, both of them finally went back to Bhopal. After seeing each other at the airport, emotions started running from their eyes. It was a very emotional moment, as it was for every person meeting another after this much gap. Chapter 6. After a controversial decision of conducting final exams for all last year students, they finally conducted the exams. Both of them passed with distinction, which was everything they hoped for. Finally, it was time to wrap up the Bhopal chapter. Nobody in the college got to enjoy the last semester of their life. There was no last day of college, no farewell, no sitting at the last bench and making fun of everything. It was a situation that no other batch should ever face in their entire life. Everyone was unsatisfied with the happening. But people were dying with the virus all around the world. It was probably in the best interest of everyone not to host any get-together or farewell party. It was mixed emotions overall. On one hand, people were content to go back to homes. They were emotional about leaving Bhopal. The same was the case with Sameer and Mayra. They started packing things up. It was an emotional atmosphere all around. Leaving Bhopal was hard. They had lived there happily for a year. Bhopal, with its chaotic charm, had become their second home. The bustling markets, the spicy street food, the shared laughter, the late night study sessions, all of it woven itself into the fabric of their lives. Leaving meant not just bidding adieu to a city, but also to a significant chapter of their youth. Fear of the unknown lurked in the corners of their hearts. What lay ahead? Would they be able to recreate the magic they shared in Bhopal? Would distance dampen their feelings? These questions echoed in their minds as they packed their belongings, each item a reminder of a shared memory. Few days after completing every academic obligation, they booked the tickets to go back to their native place respectively. Before departing Bhopal, they went to a restaurant for the last time. It was their favorite place. So, they went and ate their hearts out, as usual. They were more emotional than happy, as they knew this was probably the last time eating in Bhopal. The next day, both of them sat on the bus, with a heavy heart and with double heavy bags. They said their goodbyes and since Agra comes first. Sameer got down first. The moment the bus door shut, Mayra received a message. It was from Sameer. It read, "Time and time again, I have to pinch myself when I see you next to me. You are my dream come true. You are the one for me. I have never been so sure of anything in all my life. I found my home with you. You matter the most to me. I am head over heels, deeply, deeply in love with you and Amp. Never imagined nor felt this kind of feeling ever before. I don't know what I did in past births, but sure as hell I did something good to someone. That's why I'm being rewarded with you. You are mine forever and Amp. I am yours for eternity. The first time I met you, I fell for you. That face of yours, which still is in front of my eyes, cannot be forgotten quickly and Amp. Honestly, I don't want to forget. When we hold each other's hands, no other feeling in the world matches that, because it is so wonderful to remain that way and Amp. So magical to think the opposite person loves you equally, as I do, probably more. Growing young, not old, with you is my dream. So come along with me and Amp. Help me fulfill my dream of us being together. I promise to handle your heart with care and Amp. You with love. I'll be with you in your joyous times to celebrate. With you and Amp. Hard times to get you back up and Amp. Running again. I would ensure that no harm ever reaches you. Cause harm to you is harm to my heart and Amp. I cannot let anyone harm me. No kidding, but no one else is present in the room for me when I'm looking at you. I used to get goosebumps listening to romantic songs earlier also, but now, every time I listen to these songs, I picture your face. And Amp, the feeling I get is exquisite. I'll honor you, love you, respect you, care for you, till the day I die and Amp, that's a promise. You have read enough already, I will stop. I will stop writing. Yes, loving you, never. I love you more than I love myself. Do not let what we have ever fade away. This is going to be a magical journey, I promise. Just hold on to me forever and Amp. I will ensure that this would be the last decision you will ever make in your entire life. Do not promise me the moon and Amp. Stars. Promise me to watch them with me. Do not ask for the moon, we already got the stars on our side. You are my shining star on a gloomy night. We were written in the stars, my love. All that separated us was time, the time to find our way back to one another. Our souls will meet again when the stars align. The end.